What is going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm Diamond Hands Dave and you are watching the Trading Lab. It's been a long time since I've posted. I think my last post was similar video trying to do a challenge with a live Iron Beam account with only about $150 to $200. And I kind of stopped uploading content for a while because, again, after my last challenge on here, obviously I blew the account. It wasn't much to blow, but I still blew it. And so I want to be able to come back and keep trying this challenge. I can't guarantee that anything will be different. I'm not going to make any promises that I won't blow the account, but it's all about discipline. It's all about discipline and sticking to what you know and making the most of your trading strengths. That's really what it is. So I'm back with another one. I want to talk a little bit about the market as it's been the past couple of weeks. We've had some ridiculous upside, strong momentum to the upside, very bullish environment. However, it doesn't last forever. It doesn't last forever. And the most important thing we need to remember as traders that we should not be top calling, and we shouldn't be top calling in a bull market, and we should not be bottom ticking in a bear market. Okay, so those are the two crucial things you need to know as a trader, because by those things you will lose the most amount of money. And of course you have the FOMO, you have the over trading and the oversizing, and all that stuff is still there. But you have to also, and really the biggest thing I would say is learn your setup, know where your edge is. So, for example, if you trade supply and demand, shout out to Corey the Phone Trader. You got great content, my friend. If you trade supply and demand, know how to spot a supply and demand setup. If you trade failed breakdowns like I trade, know how to spot a failed breakdown. If you trade, I don't know, ICT or EMAs or whatever it is, just study that strategy. Get good at recognizing that strategy, okay? Because the more you can study that strategy, the more you can identify when that strategy will occur, the better your chances are of taking an A+ setup. That's really all it is. So for me, in addition to fail breakdown, I have my playbook, so to speak. My trading playbook is, number one is fail breakdowns, A+. It's a pretty A+ setup. Basically, we have a prior hour low or a prior day's low, or a shelf of lows. I wait for the market to come down to those lows, flush those lows. Oh, and as you can see, my account is at $100 right now. I actually have gotten the account to $200. I took a couple more trades that I didn't film, unfortunately, but I'll have another video out showing you like the most updated account stats as far as this live account is concerned. But yeah, we will be continuing this live account challenge, trying to grow it from 100. I think I initially had it at 150. Try to grow it up, and this is my Coinbase account where I trade Ethereum futures. It's actually no longer at 979. It's actually it's actually at 650. Took a little bit of loss on that, but it's okay. We're still trading. So I'll have more videos out on this live Iron Beam account. Right now the count is live sitting at $200, although in this video it was at 107. So but basically what I was saying is I trade failed breakdown. So you wait for the market to flush those lows and then reclaim those lows. So really what you're looking for is the liquidity sweep, right? You want to see the prior day's low or the prior hour low flush and then reclaim. And once you can see that the market is, accepting above the low, get in about 3 to 5 points above that low, and then you just take it level to level. So that's essentially my bread and butter. Another setup that I love to take, and my mentor probably wouldn't agree. I trade with Adam Mancini, by the way. If you guys know him, check him out. He's on Twitter. His content's free on Twitter. He does have a newsletter, but it's fairly cheap. It's like $23 a month, so you can check it out if you want. If that's something you want to try, I encourage you. If not, and you're already trading something, just stick to whatever you're already doing if it's working for you. But basically, the other setup type that I personally like to take, and this is kind of my own setup that I enjoy, it's kind of like proprietary to me, is especially, and it works very well in bear markets. It works very well in bull markets. It works well in bull markets, and it would work well in bear markets as well, but the context is a little bit different. I like to also take shorts. I don't want to give away, trade secrets here, but no pun intended. But basically, I like to take shorts at the most opportune time, okay? Meaning I'm not shorting uptrends. That's not what I'm doing. That's the quickest way to lose money. Don't short uptrends, but you want to wait until the market shows you that there's weakness, okay? So you wait, you know, if we're in a very strong bullish market, wait for the market to hit a major resistance. And then one of two things is going to happen when the market hits that major resistance. One, it's going to build structure underneath that resistance to try to accept it and then move higher. Or two, it's going to pull back. Okay, those are essentially the two things the market will do at a major resistance. Either it will chop around that zone to accept it and go higher, or it will hit it, maybe chop a little bit and then come down. There's a myriad of things it can do, but basically what I look for is I wait for the market to go up, chop around, and I wait for it to flush the first support, technically support at that point, because it will have already gone above multiple levels, hits a major resistance, it'll chop around that resistance area, and then it'll come down, and I'll wait to see for the first or second support to fail. Generally, I like to go in at the first support, but if you want to be more cautious, you can wait for the second support to fail. And these have to be major supports, not non-major supports. Again, if you follow Adam Mancini, there's major and non-major supports. Anyways, I wait for the first major support to flush or to fail. Again, if you want to be a little bit more careful, you can wait for the second major support to flush and then go in that way. But basically, that's what I do. I wait. My only short setup, technically there's two short setups, but my bread and butter short setup in a bull trend is waiting till the market gets to a major resistance, waiting for that chop and waiting for the first support to fail, and then I get in on the short. And then after that, depending on the context, you take it level to level. So you get in short and then you take 75% of your position off at the first support down after you've already gotten in, and then you trail the runner the further down it goes. Keep your stop at break even, so that way if the market does come back up, your trail you basically get stopped out at break even, which is good. You're still in profit. The other thing though is, again, this is where context and screen time really come into play. The more screen time, the better. You kind of know, especially if you've been watching an asset for a certain amount of years, you kind of know what it does. You kind of know the personality of what you're trading. Kind of like, you know, like Corey, who trades gold and NASDAQ. The more you trade something, the more you get a feel for what it's like. The more you kind of have a sense of the movements and things like that. So with chart time, screen time, and just experience, you can either get in on that short, and if it's looking heavy to the downside, you just sit in that position. You sit in that position and wait until the market hits some sort of major range support, which will probably be easy 20-30 points. And then you get out at that major range resistance, or sorry, you get out at that major range support. And then, yeah, if there's demand at that support still, then you get out of the short and you flip back into longs using the failed breakdown method. So very clear and cut way of trading. Something that I have been using and been very successful with. Again, not everything works all the time, so take it with a grain of salt. Again, just because we're in a bull market and we get to a major resistance and the first support fails, does that mean it's going to work? No, it doesn't work all the time. So you have to kind of have a really good sense of risk management, know how much you're willing to risk per trade. For me, I'm not willing to risk no more than $200 max on any one trade. So if I see the $200 max, I'm automatically out. So yeah, that's basically it for kind of where I've been, how I trade and what I've been doing. So I'm gonna, again, try to be a little bit more consistent with the videos and try to show you guys some progression on this live account. So as you can see here, I can't remember if this trade worked out or not, but basically this is kind of a FOMO trade, to be honest with you. I woke up one morning, the market was like heavy to the upside, and basically I got in at FOMO. But like it looked like the market was holding its own. It looked very very bullish. There's a lot of strength, so I decided to get in for one contract. Obviously, I would not have gotten in bigger size than that given where we were, because it could have easily flushed to the downside from where we are. So we're at a resistance. You're basically, the two things you don't really want to do, especially as a beginner, you never want to long at a resistance, and you never want to short at a support. Those are the two major things as a beginner. Again, the more screen time you have, the more experience under your belt, there's exceptions to that rule, right? Like this trade in particular, you know, right here, I longed at a resistance. Now you're like, Dave, you just said don't long at a resistance. Yes, you should not in general, especially as a beginner. For me, someone who's been trading for a while, I have a decent amount of screen time under my belt. I'm comfortable, and again, I'm taking it with really small size, so it's nothing to bat at. Like, you know, if I lose a couple bucks on this trade, I'm only in one contract, so I'm not, you know, I'm not fretting over it. But basically, that's the gist of it. Anyways, I'll see you guys later on the next video. Hope you have a good day, have a good weekend, and I'll catch you later. Peace.